Until I was 16 years old, I was a normal teenager. I went to school every day, I gossiped with my friends about cute boys, I went shopping with them every day after school. You get the idea. I was a very carefree kid. I didn't care about anything else except for friends, family, and having fun. But this all changed once I hit my sophomore year of high school. One day, all out of the blue, panic attacks started happening. I would spend hours of my school day in the nurse's office, and she would try and figure out what was going on, teach me breathing techniques to help calm my anxiety, but nothing was working. I started to deal with extreme shakiness during class and nausea during lunchtime, which led to me not eating my lunch because I would feel so much anxiety with all the people in the room. This led to me losing lots of weight, and I had to go to the doctor for it. Thanks to my parents, I got professional help, and they diagnosed me with social anxiety disorder. I went to lots of doctor's appointments and was put on antidepressants to help calm my anxiety. Today, I want to speak with you and persuade you about why it's important to open up about anxiety. I gave my own perspective on why, because when I got help, things started to get fixed, and I am now able to say that I'm happy and I don't deal with the same problems I did deal with. Today, I want to persuade you to, one, be more accepting of other people's issues, and to also speak up about your own mental struggles, because it will create empathetic listeners and inspire other people who are struggling to come forward. By definition, social anxiety disorder is the excessive fear of embarrassment in social situations that's extremely extrusive and can have debilitating effects on personal and professional relationships. People with social anxiety suffer in public situations, which means that they don't go to social activity that often. When your friends notice you're not hanging out with them as much, they're going to see that there's a problem. However, being in public for people with anxiety is very difficult because what goes through their mind is that everyone around them is looking at them and making fun of them, or thinking they're weird, or they shouldn't talk like that, or they shouldn't move like that. It's constant attacks in your brain that you're not good enough. This can cause negative effects on your relationships. First, I want to talk about the symptoms of anxiety and its effects. First, it puts a negative impact on your quality of life. Opening up will make this opportunity to make life much easier for you. One of the biggest symptoms of social anxiety is avoiding social situations. This is also called isolation. Social situations involve being around a lot of people, a lot of noise, and a lot of time it's in a smaller space. People with social anxiety disorder have a fear of being judged, as I said before, about anything that they might be doing or saying. Which, when they're judged, they don't want to go in public anymore, which can lead to isolation. When your friends notice this can open a conversation about it, and it can teach the person with anxiety to be more open with their friends and with anyone about their struggles. Those with anxiety don't want to isolate, but their minds take over, and it leads to them isolating themselves. Now, long-term anxiety can, in some cases, actually ruin friendships and increase feelings of isolation and self-esteem. People with anxiety, if you see the quiet kids in the room, they might have anxiety, or they're just quiet and that's their personality. But I was a quiet kid. And a while ago, I was very insecure. So normally when you see a person who's kept to themselves, doesn't really want to talk, or just doesn't have anyone around them, one, that's isolation, and two, it's insecurity. Isolation is a major sign because they will be overwhelmed by fears of humiliation in front of other people and judgment by those around them. And it also means self-confidence issues because social anxiety makes individuals very concerned with how they're perceived, which means they're normally worried about what they look like and if their anxious habits are obvious to other people, which Self-confidence issue also plays in the self-isolation. Next, I will discuss what someone with anxiety looks like. This is important so that if you see someone anxious, you'll hopefully be able to know how to help. First, I wanted to offer some statistics. Anxiety is the third largest mental illness in the United States. Mindful searching shows that social anxiety disorder affects 15 million US adults starting at the age of 13. The thing is, individuals with social anxiety want to be social. It's a strong desire for them, but their fears of humiliation completely overwhelm them and send them into panic, which panic sends a message to your brain saying, I don't like this, so I'm not going to go. They often appear very shy, quiet, unfriendly, and very, very nervous. They also have negative thoughts about themselves and appear down because of concerns or signs of their anxiousness, as I stated before. The signs are the ones that I said I had, which are nausea and shakiness, and also shortness of breath from the nerves you experience. Lastly, I'll be speaking on being open and how we can help. Being open about anxiety or any mental health issue in general is so important and offers so many significant benefits. The first is that you'll help reduce the stigma. Society has placed a stigma on people with mental health that if you open up, you're considered weird or you're considered a problem or a burden. But for the more people who are struggling that come forward, the more will seek help for treatment, and this will completely reduce the stigma and get people in our society to realize that getting help is a good thing, not a bad thing. Also, in 1 in 5 adults, which is 43.8 million people in the United States, mental health issues can lead, sadly, to suicide. It's important to not underestimate the power of your voice. People who are struggling hear stories from people seeking help, and that's what gets them to seek help. It worked for me, and it can work for lots of other people. Also, there's a power in numbers. If a large number of people get help, that will cause more people to seek help because they see everyone else doing it. Naturally, as humans, we tend to do what everyone else is doing. And this will create a powerful community and society. Anxiety adds isolation and loneliness to an already scary situation, so why not get help to reduce that? Having open conversations with your friends, your family, a professional, anyone, about what's going on teaches others experiencing the same thing that they are not alone, despite what their brain may be telling them. Also, opening up promotes treatment and it will decrease the rates of suicide. I mentioned this before, that all this buildup and overwhelming can lead to suicide because they think they can't handle it anymore. Getting treatment decreases suicide rates. It's the most important reason for why opening up is crucial to getting better. The research study from Banyan Mental Health found that over 90% of people who commit suicide have symptoms of anxiety. Therefore, seeking help will reduce anxiety rates. On a final note, I hope I persuaded you in some way to be open about the struggles you may be dealing with and to be more accepting and empathetic to the people that need your help. Opening up will lead you to quite a few empathetic people, and by this that I keep saying, they're people that have been there and they'll teach you what they did to help them. You'll also inspire others to speak up, which improves mental health circumstances. To go back to my story, I'm a totally different person since seeking help. I haven't had a panic attack in 2 years. I used to deal with the what ifs, like the what if this never goes away, what if I never get through this? I got through it. I didn't think I'd ever be excited for anything again. I didn't think I would graduate high school or start college, but here I am. I inspire you with this speech to get yourself help if you're struggling. I encourage you to identify the issues that you may have because sometimes that's the hardest part, and talk to someone about them. I persuade you to consider the amazing benefits and take some action, and you will really start to enjoy life again. I can promise you that. Thank you.